Most adult piano players are stuck in the beginner stage way longer than they need to be. And the wild part is, most of them don't even know it. Today I'm going to give you 10 very specific signs that you have finally moved past the beginner stage. And I want you to keep score as we go, because if you can't check off most of these by the end of this video, you are still a beginner. And that is completely okay. But you need to know that so you can actually do something about it. These 10 signs are specific to the Pianoly method, so if you're learning to play chords, read lead sheets, and actually sit down to play your favorite songs, this list was made for you. And if you'd like to get started learning songs faster, I also put together a free practice planner that helps you learn a real song with chords in 7 days and build a practice routine that actually sticks. The link is in the description. Let's get into it. Sign number 1, you can keep a steady beat. This sounds basic, and that's exactly why it's first. A steady beat is the foundation of everything in music. Without it, nothing else matters. When you go to a concert, you are clapping along to the steady beat. There's almost nothing worse than listening to a song and you can't even feel a beat to it. Here's what it looks like when a beginner tries to keep a steady beat. Notice what happened there? The tempo paused when I was thinking about what to do next. Here's what it looks like when you're past the beginner stage. If your tempo is still a passenger, speeding up and slowing down based on how hard the music is, you are not past the beginner stage yet. If you can lock in and stay steady, check off sign number 1. Sign number 2, you know your chords cold. And not only that, you can find them pretty quickly. Major, minor, diminished, 7th chords. When you see a chord symbol on a page, your hands just go there pretty fast. You have a decent grasp on them. Maybe they are not perfectly memorized, but you can find the chord pretty quickly without looking it up. If you're still hunting for your chords one note at a time, that is your sign. That is a thing to work on. If you can land on any major, minor, diminished, or 7th chord without stopping to think too hard, check off sign number 2. Sign number 3, you know your chord inversions, and you actually use them. Most beginners learn inversions at some point and then completely forget about them the moment they sit down to play a real song. They go back to root position every single time. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's basically playing the chord out of its original order. For example, C major is C, E, G. But you could also play it like E, G, C or G, C, E. And you can do this to create more interest with your chords or to simply make it where you don't have to jump around the piano as much. So beginner would play their chords like this. Here's the chords to lean on me, and I'm just going to use root position chords. If you notice, my right hand was jumping around a lot. That is very beginner. Your hand is actually traveling way more than it needs to, and the music sounds choppy because of it. Here's what it sounds like when you understand inversions and use them automatically. I'm going to play the same song, but with inversions. Same chords, but now your hand barely moves and everything flows together. That is what inversions do. If you are still playing every chord in root position because it's easier, you are still a beginner. If you're starting to use chord inversions, check off number 3. Sign number 4, you can learn a chord chart in 2 weeks, not 2 months. What is a chord chart? A chord chart is basically a map of a song. It shows you the chords and the lyrics. Now here's the reality for most beginners. When you are just starting out, everything is happening at once. You are still figuring out your chords, you're trying to get your hands to cooperate, you're reading the chart, and your brain is completely full. So a new song taking 2 months is not a bad thing at all. It is just where you are in the process. That is completely normal. But here's what happens once you're past the beginner stage. Your chords are automatic, your hands know what to do, so when you sit down with a new chord chart, your brain is free to just learn the song, not learn the song and the chords and the coordination all at the same time. So that would kind of look like this. The song is the only new thing. Everything else is already in your hands. That is why it goes from 2 months to 2 weeks. If you are at that point, check off sign number 4. By the way, if you want to play chord charts like I just did with Let It Be, grab the free piano practice planner in the description. It walks you through how to learn a real song in 7 days and how to build a practice routine that actually sticks. Sign number 5, you can play hands together. I mean, fairly consistently without your left hand completely falling apart the moment your right hand does something. This is the one that stops more adult beginners than almost anything else because your hands have never had to do two completely different things at the same time before. It feels impossible at first. When you're past beginner, your hands are working as a team. I'm not saying that at the intermediate stage you wouldn't have to practice sorting out your hands together, but it wouldn't feel absolutely impossible. If your hands are still fighting each other every time you sit down, you are not past the beginner stage yet. But when both hands can show up and do their job at the same time with some practice, check off sign number 5. Sign number 6, you practice with purpose. Beginners practice very unproductively. They play the song from the beginning, hit the same problem spot, wince, keep going, and start over from the beginning. Hit the same spot again, wince again, over and over. It would kind of look like this. What they do is they play from the beginning, mess up, and keep going. They're hoping that if they play it enough times, the problem will just fix itself. But it won't. Here's what purposeful practice looks like. Instead of starting at the beginning, I would start at the place I was messing up. So for example, I was forgetting that B needed to be flat. So I would focus just on that one measure like this. Then I would back up to the previous measure. And I would narrow in on the problem that was actually messing you up. So what you need to do is go straight to the problem, slow it down, fix it, then put it back into the song. That's it. That's the whole system. Once you start practicing this way, everything speeds up. Your songs improve faster, your practice sessions feel productive, and you actually look forward to sitting down at the piano instead of dreading it. If you practice productively this way, check off sign number 6. Sign number 7, you use the sustain pedal properly. And this one is sneaky because a lot of beginners think they are using it correctly when they are absolutely not. A lot of beginners change the pedal at the wrong time 99% of the time. Here is what beginner pedal looks like. They change the pedal with the chord change, so it actually makes the use of the pedal completely useless. So this is what that would look like. They're playing a chord. They lift their hands and their foot at the same time, and then put it back down with their hands like this. So this is incorrect playing. Watch that again. They're doing it all together. If you change the pedal at the same time as changing the chord, your chords will not blend together like you want them to. Here's what proper pedal use looks like. You're supposed to go like this. Then you're going to play the next chord, and you're going to lift the pedal right after you play the chord. Literally right after. So watch. So I tell my students, chord first, pedal second. Play the chord, then lift the pedal instantly after. That way, all of the chords are blurring together cleanly, but they're all smooth. So listen to it when it's played correctly. So like I said, the rule is simple. Chord first, pedal second. If you are still either changing the pedal at the wrong time or drowning everything in it, you're not quite past the beginner stage on this one. But if you're pedaling properly, check off sign number 7. Sign number 8, you can add simple patterns and improvise over chords. This is where playing starts to feel like actual music instead of just executing notes on a page. Beginners play chords exactly as written. Block chords, root position, every time, no variation. And it sounds like this. It's technically correct, but it is flat. There's no feel to it and no personality. Here's what it sounds like when you're past the beginner stage and you start adding something to your chords. You could do something like this. Or you could do something like this. Or you could do something like this. So I just played the same chords, but it had a completely different energy. That is what happens when you stop just playing the notes and start playing music. And this does not have to be complicated. It does not mean you are improvising a jazz solo. It just means you can take a simple chord and add some life to it. If you are still playing every chord as a flat block with no variation, there's still some beginner left in you. If you can sit down with a chord progression and naturally start adding movement and feel to it, check off sign number 8. Sign number 9. You can read the treble clef on a lead sheet without thinking. Not by counting lines and spaces with your finger, but pretty quickly. This is a big one for piano students specifically because reading the melody on a lead sheet is exactly what you need to do to play your favorite songs like a hotel pianist. And if you're still sitting there working out every single note one at a time, the music is gone before you can even play it. Every note is a puzzle they have to solve. The song has no flow because the brain is completely occupied by decoding the page. Intermediate and advanced players can read a lead sheet kind of like reading a book. You're not sounding out every letter, you just see the word and your brain knows it. That is where you want to be with the treble clef. It just has to become that automatic. If you're still decoding note by note, keep working on it. If the treble clef on a lead sheet feels like reading your native language, check off sign number 9. Sign number 10, you can play a full lead sheet. What is a lead sheet anyway? It's what real gigging pianists use. Hotel pianists, cruise ship pianists, and so on. It has the melody in the right hand, the lyrics, and the chords for your left hand. This is the one that ties everything together. Every single sign we have talked about today lives inside this moment. Because playing a full lead sheet is not one skill, it is all the skills stacked on top of each other working as one. Here's what it looks like when you're past the beginner stage. That is the goal. That is what Pianoly is built around. Not just playing notes, but playing music. Your favorite songs the way they are meant to sound, with your own feel on top of it. If you're not there yet, that's completely okay. At Pianoly, this is exactly what we do. We build you toward this one step at a time. Every single sign on this list is a skill we work together in order until sitting down with a lead sheet and playing your favorite song just feels natural. And if you can already do this, check off sign number 10. So how did you do? Count up your check marks and be honest with yourself. If you checked off 8 or 9 or 10 of these signs, you are genuinely past the beginner stage. Keep going because you are closer than you think. If you checked off somewhere in the middle, 5, 6, 7, you are making real progress. You've got a solid foundation and you just need to keep building on it. And if you checked off less than 5, that is not a bad thing. That is actually really valuable information. Now you know exactly where you are and exactly what to work on. That is so much better than just sitting down every day and hoping something improves. If you'd like the first step to getting started on the roadmap I use with my students that takes them from playing chord charts to lead sheets, grab the free piano practice planner in the description. It'll show you how to learn a real song in 7 days and start building the kind of practice routine that actually moves you forward. And if you're ready to keep going right now, watch this next. Because if you're serious about getting past the beginner stage, the way you practice is everything. This video shows you the perfect practice routine that works whether you have 10 minutes or an hour. So check it out. And if this video helped you, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.